Pixabella, the Dinosaurs and the Time Machine. Adventures of a young girl who travels in time to Dinosaur Land. 7-year-old Pixabella had always been fascinated by her dad's workshop, which was located in the basement of the beautiful house where she lived. The workshop was full of blinking lights and humming gadgets. Electrical wires, spare parts, and tools lay all over the workshop floor, and Pixabella had to step carefully to avoid tripping. Pixabella's father, Dr. Ryan, was a brilliant scientist and inventor. He spent most of his time in the workshop conducting experiments. One day, when Pixabella visited the workshop, her father showed her a shiny, egg shaped machine with glowing buttons and flashing lights. Dr. Ryan beamed with pride and said,
"This is Chronopod. It is a time machine that can take you back in time. It can even transport you into the future."
Pixabella's heart thudded with excitement.
A time machine.
Pixabella had heard about time machines, but she could hardly believe that she was standing in front of one. She turned to her father and asked,
Dad, can we travel to Dinosaur Land in this time machine?
Pixabella's father smiled and said,
"Certainly, my darling. We will go together to Dino Land."
Months passed, and Pixabella waited patiently for her father to find time to take her to Dino Land. But her father was very busy. One sunny afternoon, while her father was upstairs, Pixabella tiptoed into the time machine and with trembling hands pressed the Dino Land button. The chronopod roared to life, and Pixabella was enveloped in a burst of light and sound. The world outside the window blurred and her head spun. Her body felt weightless and she had difficulty keeping balance. The engine stopped, and suddenly everything went silent. Pixabella opened her eyes slowly and looked out of the window. Instead of the familiar machines in the workshop, she realized she was in a lush, green jungle. After a few minutes, Pixabella decided to explore the new world. She pushed the button to open the door and stepped outside. What she saw left her speechless. Giant ferns rose high in the sky, the ground was covered with dense foliage, and distant roars sent shivers down her spine. High up in the sky, strange bird-like creatures with giant wings flapped, and around her, large-sized glowworms buzzed. Isabella had hardly gone a few yards when she heard a low growl. She turned around and saw a 20-foot tall Allosaurus moving towards her. Its sharp teeth glinted as he eyed her carefully. Pixabella's knees wobbled, and her heart pounded as the Allosaurus moved closer. Pixabella turned to run, but her foot caught a broken branch and she tripped. Realizing that his prey was trapped, Allosaurus let out a chilling yell and advanced with menacing growls. Thinking quickly, Pixabella grabbed a stout stick lying next to her and swung it furiously. But Allosaurus wasn't impressed. She then remembered the sonic gadget that her dad had taught her to use in times of danger and which she had brought with her. As the Allosaurus hissed and lunged, Pixabella pulled out the sonic gadget from her skirt pocket and pressed the release button. A high-pitched boom filled the air. The startled Allosaurus jumped back, not knowing what to do. As Pixabella waited anxiously, a loud roar echoed through the jungle. The ground shook, and a Tyrannosaurus Rex stomped into view. Pixabella froze. T-Rex was enormous, its teeth as long as her arm. The moment Allosaurus saw T-Rex, he jumped and fled through an opening in the thick jungle. T-Rex then turned towards Pixabella and let off another loud roar. But to her astonishment, it didn't attack her. Instead, it stomped its feet and continued to walk towards the opening from where the Allosaurus had disappeared. Pixabella let out a shaky breath and decided it was time to find help. Pixabella wandered deeper into the jungle until she came upon a serene, open meadow. There she spotted a gentle giant who was at least 50 feet tall. It had a long neck that helped it nibble upon sweet leaves high up in the trees. However, its tail was small, and so was its head. Pixabella had seen enough dinosaur films to realize that she was gazing at a Brachiosaurus. Pixabella felt a wave of calm. She knew that Brachiosaurus did not harm or kill others. Still, she stepped out cautiously. The Brachiosaurus lowered its head, sniffed her, and then nuzzled her gently. Pixabella laughed, delighted by its warmth. Soon a baby Brachiosaurus trotted up. Its eyes looked wonderingly at Pixabella. Pixabella quickly found some fresh, green leaves and offered them to baby Brachiosaurus. In a swift movement, baby Brachiosaurus gobbled up the leaves. Pixabella rustled up more leaves and called out lovingly,
Hi there, young one. Are you hungry?
The sun was now setting, and Pixabella knew she needed to return home before it became dark. But wherever she looked, she only saw wild jungle. She cried in despair.
Where am I? How will I find my chronopad?
Pixabella was now getting frantic. In her effort to find the chronopod, she broke into a quick run. But as she hurried along, she heard a frantic cry. It was a Pteranodon. The majestic bird was crying,
My baby. He's missing. He flew too far, and I can't find him.
Pixabella's heart went out to the worried mother. With a gentle voice, she assured her,
I'll help you. Together, we'll find him.
Grateful, Mother Pteranodon lowered her head, allowing Pixabella to climb onto her broad back, and they soared off, scanning the jungle below. As they flew, Pixabella's keen eyes caught movement in the distance. A tiny Pteranodon chick clinging to a rocky ledge. She pointed this to Mother Pteranodon, who flew quickly to the sky. Pixabella calmly offered her hand to the frightened chick, humming a soft tune to calm him. Slowly, the little one climbed onto her arm, chirping softly. With a relieved sigh, Mother Pteranodon nuzzled her child, gratitude shining in her eyes.
Thank you, brave girl. You have the heart of a hero.
She then asked Pixabella.
Can I do anything for you?
Pixabella said in a soft voice.
I am lost. I cannot find my chronopod. It is somewhere in this jungle only.
The Pteranodon asked Pixabella to climb on its back again, spread its wings, and soared into the sky. The wind rushed past Pixabella's face as they flew over tall trees and sparkling rivers. Just when the sun was about to set, she spotted the glint of the time machine in a clearing below. The dinosaur bird landed gently, and Pixabella slid off, patting its beak in thanks. She hurried into the time machine, pressed the home button, and held her breath as the world blurred once more. When the machine's doors opened, Pixabella was back in the basement. Her father stood there with a knowing smile and said in a friendly tone,
I see you've had quite the adventure.
Pixabella nodded, and with a mischievous smile said,
Dad, you have to come with me next time. I met an Allosaurus, a baby Brachiosaurus, and a Pteranodon helped me return.
Dr. Ryan chuckled.
Next time, we'll go together. But for now, how about some hot chocolate and soft marshmallows?
If you enjoyed listening to this story, then please like, share, and subscribe to the Fables Forever channel by clicking the subscribe button below and enjoy more such stories.